Two NHL picks for Wednesday, December 3rd, right here on the Pre-Scout. I'm Andrew McGinnis, and we are here every single night of the week talking about the NHL and giving you guys some picks. And of course, we'll look at some player props at the end of the video, but I thank you all for being here. Thanks for all the support, guys. And we cashed another ticket on the Pre-Scout as we had the Preds and the Flames over 5.5. And currently, while I am recording this video, we are sweating out a wild ticket. We did say the money line could be in play, but we also did mention that team total on the Wild. So we'll see what ends up happening with that one. I've got two picks for you guys for today. And we're also going to look at some player props as well. So I'll tell you what, guys, did a video on my X account. If you're not following me on Twitter, you certainly should be doing so. Gave out a nice plus 215 parlay, and we had a nice 5-1 parlay as well. So using the HOF app, researching, and all that good stuff, leading us to a lot of success across the NHL. But guys, of course, you all know me. You can find me at wt.buzz/am, at McGinnis Picks, and of course, subscribe to WagerTalk TV. Hit the like button if you're watching and you enjoy the content. I really do appreciate that. I film a lot of these in the late night hours, so might look a little bit tired, might be a little bit more raspy, might be a little bit more quiet and less energetic as you guys usually see me on WagerTalk TV, but we're here to give picks, and that's really what it's all about. That's really what it's all about here. So the first game I'm going to look at here, guys, we have the Sabres and the Flyers. Now, you know, the funny thing is here, we've got a tale of two different teams that are playing in different ways right now. But when I look at this Sabres team, I have to say, I think there's been a little bit of overachieving going on in the short term, and they're going to probably have a little bit of humble pie served up to them against a very motivated Philadelphia Flyers team who I do like backing at home. You know, one good thing about this Philadelphia Flyers team, they have good center depth. They're deep down the middle. They have good faceoff guys. They have guys that are good in their own end, and they have been a good defensive team overall, despite some lapses as of late. Now, the best part about this pick here is that I actually bet against the Flyers in their game on Monday against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And now I'm going right back on them, and I want to take them on Wednesday night against the Buffalo Sabres. Now, looking at the metrics that I use, the expected goals, the goal share, the save percentage, all that stuff, all right, the Sabres have improved. I will give them their respect. I'll give them their flowers. They have improved. You know, they're right up there in expected goals for. They're looking decent as far as expected goals against. But when I look at this Sabres team overall, guys, 5-1 win over a Winnipeg team that has been struggling, right? They have been struggling a little bit here. And the Sabres coming off that win against the Wild, I'm going to tell you what, that was kind of a flat spot for the Wild because the Wild had that big win over the Avalanche in their previous game. Don't ask why, but that's how the NHL works sometimes. The Wild beat the Avalanche in a shootout, and then somehow they lost to the Sabres the next time they played. It's just so weird to look at, but that is what happened. It was a second half of a back-to-back for the Wild, but there's really no excuse there when it comes down to it. But when I look at this, guys, the biggest thing that for me comes to mind is the depth of this Philadelphia Flyers team. And don't get me wrong, I think the Sabres are improving. They do have young offensive talent. But when I look at the Philadelphia Flyers, they do have a lot of talent, and they have a lot of guys that have been there, done that. Sean Couturier being your third-line centerman, he's a great veteran player. Christian Dvorak, look, he's not the most offensively skilled guy, but he's a good 200-foot player. He's also a good face-off guy. That line with Owen Tippett, Dvorak, and Zegras has been great. And Konechny, Forrester, and Cates has been awesome in the top line. I just think that when you look at this spot here, you look at the goaltending right now for Philadelphia, I do think we get a bounce back out of this Philadelphia Flyers team. Looking at odds logic, I saw the opener heavily favor this Philadelphia team at around minus 130. It has since dropped to around minus 115, 120. I still believe in Philadelphia here. I still believe in Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia is a play on Wednesday night, guys. I think this is a motivated spot. I almost like this spot for Philadelphia even more because they got slapped around against Pittsburgh, losing 5-1 versus if they just lost a close game. This is a veteran group that gets to go and play at home. I like the idea of them getting back on track against the Buffalo Sabres team. And, Sabres get a chance here to win 3 straight games, but they win 5-1 against the Jets, 3-2 against the Wild. But before that, they had lost 5-0 against the Devils, 4-2 against 4-2 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. So it's not like it's been that great for them overall either. So when I look at this game, it is the Flyers on the money line that I'm looking for our first pick. Before we jump into the next pick, I just want to ask you guys, if you can, hit that like button. I don't like being that guy. I truthfully don't like being that guy. I watch a lot of YouTube as well. I watch other handicappers as well. I watch content creators. I don't necessarily love asking for it, guys, but it really, really does help me out. If we can get this video to the 100 like mark, I really appreciate it. 100 likes. I will go over 5 games on Thursday. I'll go over 5 games on Thursday on the Wednesday night show. If we can get this video over 100 likes, I really, really do appreciate that. All right, let's get to our next pick here. The Jets and the Canadiens. You guys can see I'm wearing the hat, but I'm not happy while wearing this hat. The Montreal Canadiens, speaking of getting slapped around, they did not look good whatsoever. They scored just 2 goals. But right now, the injuries catching up to this team with no Newhook, no Doc, no Line, no Gooley. There's no excuse, though. The goaltending is not good right now for the Montreal Canadiens. The defensive zone coverage is not good for this team. And honestly, the depth is not there for the Montreal Canadiens, but they are definitely star-studded on the offense with the top 6. Top 3 or 4 guys have been really good still. You know, tonight, Slavkovsky, Caulfield, Suzuki, they all get a point. Hudson, he gets a point. You know, you have guys that are playing really well, and Demidov, he's looked pretty good as well in his last 3 or 4 games. The Habs have a string of 3 sets of games that are all back-to-backs, back-to-back, back-to-back, and back-to-back. You can look at it one way, or you can look at it the other. You know, you can sit and sulk and be upset about a loss, or you can bounce back right away. But here's the worst part. You've got a Winnipeg Jets team who I just talked about are off a 5-1 loss against the Buffalo Sabres. 2 games before that, they lost 5-1 against the Carolina Hurricanes. They won't be happy. Oh, yeah, not to mention, guys, they had a players-only meeting after their 5-1 loss against the Buffalo Sabres. These players-only meetings are never good. All right, that means that really bad things are going on with the team. They're struggling. Things aren't going well. And they're telling the coaches, hey, we're going to figure this out in this room. So, hey, sitting here as a Montreal Canadiens fan, knowing the team coming to town, had just had a players-only meeting, not really the best feeling whatsoever. But I think when you look at these teams, you would think, okay, the best thing they're going to be able to do is to come out and play good defensive hockey. The fact is, right now, whether it's Dobish or Montembeault, whether they get healthy or not, I don't trust the Montreal Canadiens to play defensive hockey. I don't. You know, they went 2-1 on their 3-game road trip, but the game they lost against Colorado, they got smoked. And they gave up 5 goals against the Ottawa Senators. I don't trust them. And right now, without Connor Hellebuck, I don't trust the Winnipeg Jets goaltending. And right now, they're starting to get exposed to that. Maybe their defense wasn't that good all along, guys. Maybe, just maybe, it was Hellebuck all along. We all knew how good Hellebuck really was, but now it's really starting to get exposed how good he was because they're struggling so bad without him being in the lineup. They really are. You know, the Wild beating the Jets 3-0, Capitals beating the Jets 4-3, Hurricanes beating the Jets 5-1. I can go on and on and on here, but this Jets team has not looked good without Connor Hellebuck. The move I'm going to make here, guys, is over 1.5 goals first period. We got a second half of back-to-back for the Montreal Canadiens. We have a Montreal Canadiens team very, very pissed off. And we have a Jets team very, very pissed off. You know, sometimes I look towards pissed off angles under 1.5 first period or full game under. But these teams are going to be angered to get back on the score sheet, to get back in the win column. What does that mean? It means driving offense with all 4 lines. Over 1.5 goals in the first period, I think, is the play when it comes to the Winnipeg Jets and it comes to the Montreal Canadiens. Now, when it comes to tonight at WagerTalk Wednesday night, I do have a rare big play in college basketball. You guys can check it out at wagertalk.com. We got a big, big play going in college basketball. So, of course, I do have my NHL action. But if you guys want to join me, college hoops, college basketball, I have a team total you guys can grab. Also have a side play up as well. But do not miss my play tonight in college basketball action. And I do have a play that I did not discuss on the show in the NHL. It is a side play. I do like this one quite a bit as well. All right, before we get out of here, guys, this show is proudly brought to you by the HOF app. hofapp.com. Use code Andrew to get 7 free days of the HOF app and 50% off your first subscription. We have done a ton of videos so far with the HOF app. As I mentioned on my X earlier, I did a video for about 40 minutes. You guys make sure you follow me at McGinnis Picks, talking about all kinds of player props. We cashed Michael Bunting to get a player to get a point. We cashed Nick Suzuki 1 point and 2 point. We cashed a parlay with Batherson point, Suzuki point, and Caulfield point. We had a plus 500. All right, it's going really, really well with this app. So make sure you guys use the code Andrew to get 7 free days of the HOF app. And I'm very, very thankful for them partnering up with me for this show. Before we get out of here, guys, let's just run through the HOF app. Let's try and find some picks here. Let's try and find some best bets. Let's use the app. Let's go to the NHL. Let's look at the Wednesday board, and let's see if we can find anything tasty and anything worth looking at. Let's go towards, how about trends? Look towards the trends. Look towards players. Look towards last 10 games here. What do we want here? What do we want? We want goals. We want goals here. Jason Robertson. I mean, what a trend here for Jason Robertson. This guy has been an absolute machine, scoring machine with goals in 8 of his last 10 games. He has been incredible for his team. So could be something worth looking at. Let's keep going. Let's try and find some good matchups. That was a D+ matchup. As I always tell you guys, my favorite thing about the HOF app is the grades that you get to use. So let's try and find one here. What can we find here? Let's try and find one here. Let's try and find a Connor McMichael over 1.5 points. Over 1.5 points here. So this one's pretty good. We already talked about his shots before on the show, but this one's pretty interesting. Connor McMichael, shots on goal allowed, Washington versus LA. LA gives up the 7th most shots on goal overall, but they give up the 27th most shots to centermen. They give up the 4th most goals overall, but 27th most goals overall to centermen. Over 1.5 points is plus 750. Let's look at the goals. Plus 350 for a goal for Connor McMichael. Let's take a look at the shots on goal. This guy has been an absolute machine. 2+ shots on goal is minus 140 at FanDuel. 3+ shots on goal plus 225. This guy has catched this in 1, 2, 3, 4 of his last 5 games. And again, looking at this number, this is an LA team that ranks 27th in the league against centermen in shots on goal allowed. So love looking at this website, looking at the guys that are on good streaks. Let's look towards points. Look towards points here. And I'll tell you what, guys, one good thing you can do that I love doing is you can build a parlay. You can build a parlay here. Before we get out of here, let's build a head-to-head parlay. We'll build a parlay before we leave, and we'll come back and see if it cashes. All right, let's try and find here. Let's see what we can do. Here for Wednesday. All right. Let's see. Mark Scheifele. Quinn Hughes. That's a Natchez. Okay. Let's see. The problem is here, guys. I think the problem is it's giving us a lot of the Tuesday games for the props. So we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to build the parlay. We'll have to do that some other time. But yeah, you guys get the gist of it with the HOF app. It's awesome. And we'll continue to use this all the time. But you scroll through here, you look at the matchups. It's fantastic. And let's go to some specific games here. Let's go to Wednesday night, Utah versus Anaheim. This, at least, we can know we're going to pick a certain game here. And this is the best part about the app, as I mentioned, guys. You look towards the specific grades. Let's try and find a pretty good matchup here. You got Logan Cooley. Here's our guy we found here, Logan Cooley. Here's the deal. So you've got a team that is 30th in the league in goals against centermen, 20th, 28th in assists, and 28th in shots on goal. Let's go over to the shots on goal. Yeah, pretty good stuff here. Let's go to over 1.5. 1.5 here, over 1.5 shots on goal. He's hit this in 8 of his last 10 games. 8 of his last 10 games for Logan Cooley. So that's kind of interesting to look at. For the points, not as good. Head to head, let's see. 2 and 2 of his last 4. This one should be interesting to look at. Logan Cooley. When the numbers come out, we'll see if we can get a better number on him. Let's see what else we got before we get out of here. Let's see what else. Let's get one more in. Let's get one more in, guys. Let's see if we can find one more. Let's see if we can find one for the Ducks. Let's go. Jackson Lacombe. Let's see here how this Utah team does against defensemen. I'm going to guess it's not that great. All right, goals against. This one's kind of interesting. Okay, so they are 20th in the league against defensemen in goals. First in the league in shots on goal allowed, actually, but 20th in the league in goals against. Plus 650 is the best number there. Plus 650 is the best number there. Kind of interesting. Let's go back. Let's see if we can find something else. You guys deserve something better than that. Washington and San Jose. Let's try and find something here. Washington, San Jose. Alexander Ovechkin, B+, they're showing us. B+ matchup. Let's see what they've got for us in this one here. So left wingers, 14. No, I don't like that one very much. You guys deserve to find something a little bit better from me here. What do we have? See if we can get an A. Is there any A's out here? Beauvillier. You know what? We'll probably rock with Beauvillier. He's been playing pretty well lately. 14th against left wingers. Not too bad. But you guys get the gist of it. It's such a great website. And I am very picky with the ones that I like to use. Like, I'm very, very picky. But this is my favorite sheet to use here. You guys go to leaderboards, and this is what the matchup grades are. So B to A- is most favorable. C+ and B is somewhat favorable. D+ to C, somewhat unfavorable. And F to D, of course, is most unfavorable. And you look at trends, right? So you go up here, you go to skaters, players. I like to look at head-to-head. I'm a huge head-to-head guy. And let's just look at a couple things here. Let's look at who's on streaks, right? So Wyatt Johnston, 2 in a row. Kyle Connor, 2 in a row against the Montreal Canadiens. Let's keep scrolling down. Forrester, okay. Maybe he's someone worth looking at. Charlie McAvoy, Panarin, Sean Monahan. So interesting stuff here, guys. Interesting stuff. And again, I just love using this website. This game is on Thursday, so they're giving us all kinds of stuff. This is a look-ahead number, but he's injured. You guys get the gist of it. We're having a tough time here today. Make sure you follow me on X. I always go live. I always tweet out picks from the HOF app. It's unbelievable. And the best part about it, again, is it's going to help you grade everything, but you've got one thing in every single spot, whether it be the injuries, whether it be, this team's bad against defensemen, this team's bad against centermen. In the NFL, this team's bad against the run, this team's bad against tight ends. It's a really, really good website to use. So today it was giving me a lot of the numbers for Tuesday night because I'm recording it on a Tuesday, so I apologize about that. But I'll make sure to get you guys some good picks on X and, of course, on YouTube tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget about my big bet in college basketball Wednesday night. Let's cash some tickets, and I'll see you guys next time right here on the Pre-Scout.